The MLB offseason is in the home stretch, with spring training just around the corner, and there are more free agents than expected still looking for work. More than 90 of the 166 players who declared free agency in late 2017 are still unsigned. So I'm here with MLB experts Brad Klier and Evan Piercy to kind of break all this down. So guys, first, we're just going to have a long conversation, but I want to start off with the Players Association having their own separate spring training for these unsigned players. Evan, what do you think this is all about? What does this mean?
First off, I actually like this for a Players Association actually looking out for the players and being able to organize this in order to showcase the talent in order to get them signed is huge. You look at other player associations, they might not be able to do this or do as much for their players. So I think it's a big idea. Whether it's going to work or not is the big question, because we've seen a lot of teams not really negotiating with some of the players, and most notably mega agent Scott Boras.
Yep. And going off of that, it's a nice gesture. It looks at the players from the MLBPA's perspective and says, all right, we're involved, we care about them. But for me, I think it's more of just a media show to sort of get, all right, these are players who are unsigned. I'm Tony Clark. I'm the executive director of MLBPA. I can be here front and center and make a lot of statements about it.
Now, obviously, this is big news, but why is this happening in the first place? Why are these big name players not getting signed?
I think so. There's a team, the Atlanta Braves, do not negotiate with Scott Boras. They offer one price to a free agent, and if Scott Boras says no, then that's the end of it. So I think it's just him trying to drive up the price on these players. I know specifically Jake Arrieta is looking for a $200 million contract, which is absolutely absurd for someone who's at the tail end of his career.
I don't think it's, like, obviously Scott Boras is the prominent super agent right now, but I think it's as a whole, what's happening here, and it's happened for the last few months, teams or agents set the price for their players so high that teams go for cheaper alternatives as opposed to waiting out for the extreme prices that are set forth. For example, Eric Hosmer, right? Eric Hosmer wanted 8 years, $200 million. He was never getting that.
No,
he was offered seven.
The last people that have gotten 8-year contracts: Alex Rodriguez, Albert Pujols, Robinson Cano, Manny Ramirez, Mark Teixeira. The only one who's somewhat panned out is Robinson Cano, and his numbers are even down from when he was in New York.
Exactly, and he's at the half point of that contract. You can see by year 7, year 8, and moving forward.
And for a 31-year-old like Hosmer, 8 years, 39, he's not going to be.
But one player that I'm really curious about as a baseball fan, why is Jake Arrieta not signed to some team? This is one of the best pitchers in baseball.
He's not worth it. He's not.
You don't
think
he's worth it?
No, at this point he's not. You would be paying for what he did in the past as opposed to paying for what he's going to do in the future. He's 31, going on 32. His best years are probably behind him.
His best years are behind him.
Yeah, I agree.
His Cy Young year, prior to the Cy Young campaign he had, his ERA was mid-3s, couple 4s. Not great numbers, not Cy Young numbers. Then he had the one good year, won the Cy Young, got a nice bonus. Now he's asking the price of a Cy Young pitcher, which he's not.
Especially at that age.
He's declining.
Like, let's put it this way. You're not comfortable giving him 6, 7, 8 years. You got to cap it at 3 or 4. He wants 6, 7, or 8.
Yeah.
There's just not an understanding.
I'm just
there.
glad that baseball is back.
Yeah,
Can we at least agree that thank goodness baseball is back?
I agree.
But that's all the time we have from the Diamond. Up next, Thomas will join me at the desk to discuss college basketball rankings and whether or not they're necessary.